It's a massive week on the DP World Tour. We are touching down at the iconic Wentworth for the BMW PGA Championship right here on the 18th green. Someone will be lifting this beautiful trophy and taking that prestigious title onto their CV. It's the fourth Rolex Series event of the season as well. All that happening later in the week, but right now we've got a great show coming your way. I'll be joined by Incy Mehmet and Jamie Spence in the studio. Justin Rose is popping in for a chat. We're going to be having some fun with the Hojgaard twins and loads more as well. Welcome to the Zoom Virtual Clubhouse.
It's showtime, it's your time. It's game time, it's go time. Got one shot at a goal mine.
BMW PGA Champion.
It's showtime, it's your time. It's game time, it's go time. You got one shot at a goal mine. It's showtime.
To win this event means a lot.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us. What a place we are, the iconic Wentworth Clubhouse over our shoulder. As I've said, Jamie Spence, Incy Mehmet alongside me. A great show coming your way, that bit of fun with the Hojgaard twins coming up. Plenty more great content down on the range as well. But first up, a legend of the DP World Tour will be joining us. In a minute, we'll be chatting to Justin Rose.
Daniel champion, Justin Rose.
I'm delighted to say Justin Rose has joined us. We're going to be asking some questions, but we want you guys at home to get involved as well. So any questions you want to put to Justin, stick them in the Q&A function. Incy's keeping an eye on that. Right. Justin, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Feeling good. Obviously, like you said, legendary Wentworth, a great tournament. Obviously, flagship of the DP World, and it's an event that I've played many times. And yeah, never get old, never gets tiring. I think there's great energy always. The crowd bring the good energy here. Everyone's excited about it. And yeah, can't wait.
Bit of a home game for you these days as well.
It is actually, yeah. So I've been sort of, practice here at Wentworth quite a bit, and I've been seeing it actually gives you much more of an appreciation of what goes into hosting a massive event like this. The stands start going up, a couple months ago. They'll be out of here in a couple of months' time. So it's a big project putting on these big events, and quite often as a player you roll into town, you roll out of town without a ton of thought of what the build up is into it. But obviously living in the area, you kind of see what a huge operation it is. So credit to everybody.
It's a real festival of golf. We've got a great vibe going on, the Celebrity Pro-Am, Rolex Series event as well. So there's so much on the line.
Absolutely.
Do you really pick up on that as a player when you get to a week like this?
Yeah, for sure. And obviously I think as a player, we all have our favorite events and our events, our bucket list tournaments that we'd love to win. I mean, for me, this one is it. I've been coming here since I was 9 years old with a backpack full of sandwiches and, bugging all the players behind the 18th green if they could throw me a ball. And, so this is the one, that I would really love to win, obviously outside of probably a major championship as much as any other. And, I've come close a couple times, but, it's getting closer now or never. Do you know what I mean? So it would be fun to get it done.
16 times you've played here, Justin. That's quite incredible. And 2-time runner-up. What are your chances this week?
Chances are probably decent, I would say. I mean, I haven't played for about a month. Obviously got into the FedEx Cup playoffs, didn't manage to play in the last two, so I've had a bit of time off. Some of that's been fun time off, but obviously some of it's been practicing and obviously trying to get the game exactly where I want it, which has been obviously the challenge all year, really. I mean, but I'm kind of honing in on it, getting closer. Got a bit quieter in my own head, I think, the last couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean? Just sort of not working at it, but working at it sort of almost by myself, but at my speed, you know, sort of trying to sort of, I think you probably know, as you all guys know as players, I mean, you don't often play well by adding more to the recipe. It's normally subtraction.
Calming down.
Yeah, so that's what I've been trying to do the last couple of weeks. So we'll see. But yeah, feel good. Good. Yeah.
Can I ask you, you said you've been coming to this event since you were 9 years old. I mean, I've come here as a kid myself. I'm sure that you bring your children here too. But for you, is there a key memory that you can refer back to that you kind of admire and you can kind of see other children out there relating as well?
Yeah, I have sort of flashbacks in my head, really. I think obviously, you know, Felder and Greg Norman, you know, back in the day, how big and swashbuckling they were, and when they breezed past you as a 9-year-old, because they're pretty intimidating lads, maybe even now, but you know, as a 9-year-old, you were just sort of awestruck a little bit. So I sort of remember that. I remember watching Jose Maria Lafabelle feel like he chipped in about 4 times in one round once upon a time.
Probably did.
Yeah, exactly.
He probably
so,
did.
you know, it was more so that I came here and I just couldn't wait to then get back to my home club and hit a few chips and try to emulate what I'd seen that day. So, you know, I hope that is exactly what's happening still with the youngsters out here. And, you know, I think obviously broadcasting's got so much better, but I still think there's nothing like seeing it in person. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully the kids can get inspired.
Sure.
You've had an incredible career so far. So many things stand out from it, so many high points. But for you, what have been the ones that really put a smile to your face when you look back?
I guess if I was to simplify it, you know, being a major champion, winning the Olympics with my old captain here, my old mucker, and then getting to world number one as a soundbite. Do you know what I mean? I think those are things that, you know, the world number one thing snuck up on me. It wasn't really a focus, but as as the opportunity presented itself, it's just one of those things maybe you can say to your grandkid, you know, I was number one in the world. But those are my 3 high watermarks, I guess, of my career. But the Olympics is one that surprised me, how much it meant to me, how great it felt at the time, and then how long it lived on afterwards as well, because obviously we only play it once every 4 years, and for 4 years I was announced on the tee as the Olympic champion, and you know, to the point where all the other players on tour were like, oh, again, enough already. But you know, that's the one that I've sort of really had a lot of joy out of, and I've got to meet so many other people. I've been involved in ceremonies at the Palace and just stuff that's just outside of golf, and I think that's the greatest thing about the Olympics, is it put you in an arena that was much bigger than your own sport.
Jamie, you were there. You were team leader at the event. You helped, obviously, a lot to get that gold medal for Justin. What was it like for you seeing the reaction as well, and also what Justin was able to do as an ambassador, taking it forward?
It was just such a pleasure to be around Justin and the other players there, Danny Willett, Katrina Matthew and Charlie Hull, who represented Team GB that week on a great course. It was a great week. But the way he went about it, from the very start, when they announced the Olympics was going to be, golf was going to be in the Olympics, Justin was invested in it, and he really wanted that medal, and the work he put in before he got there. Well, you never see me that happy.
That's rare.
Yeah, look at that. There we are. Great days, weren't they? And that wedge shot you hit at the last, that's got to stick in the mind as well.
Yeah, that does actually. And just to sort of go back to that, and something that, you know, people might not know by just watching it, but, you know, it was a moment that obviously at that point you can't put it down to process. You know, now it's now or never. You're going to win, you're going to lose, whatever it's going to be. You know, you can
tied up the last with
Henrik. We both hit driver 3 within the green, you know, we're sort of within 30, 40, 50 yards of the green. And I was over my chip shot and I was taking divots or taking little practice swings, and I was like, oh my, this is such a sandy line. And, you know, as a player, you touch sand when you're making it's a little bit of a tight lie, and you just know bad things can happen, right?
The brain goes, ooh.
Yeah, the brain definitely went, ooh. And there was one moment in my career where I went, okay, well, I just literally have to trust my process here. And by that, it's like, see a good shot, come back, don't think, hit it. You know, so it was the one time, and actually it came off perfectly for me. But yeah, it wasn't as straightforward as it might have looked at the time.
This is a question for Spency, but you might be able to answer this as well. Did you see anything different in the way Justin approached an Olympic game in that sense? Because it's different to a DP World Tour event, and equally, is there anything that you did differently too?
Well, I just saw the preparation that Justin put into it, in terms of he bought a bed, for example, his own bed, so he made sure he got some sleep. He brought a chef with him, so he made sure he ate properly. Yeah. So the attention to detail, which people don't see or hear about, you know, that really makes a difference at the end of the week, I think. And I'd also like to ask you, what was it like, because as golfers, when you stand there with a medal and they and your national anthems playing. It must have been something else.
I mean, the whole week was incredible. I was coming off injury, actually. I had a bit of a back setback, and I was rehabbing into it. So I was doing everything I could, and I was trying to control every variable I could just to sort of participate in the Olympics, let alone win it. But so I did think about every detail going into it. But, I think any time that you put a shirt on that has a crest, that means something more than just you as an individual, I think it inspires you to be the best version of yourself. And I think that's what I kind of felt in Ryder Cups, and obviously, at the Olympics, it was the same. It was okay, as an individual, obviously this event means a lot, and I'm going to do my best this week to take everything I've learned and apply it. But I feel like when you are representing a team, there's more incentive to be the best version of yourself. You just dig in just a little bit deeper, or you go that extra mile. Because obviously you're representing more than just yourself. So I think that's what I got out of it, and that's how I felt inspired. And then the national anthem was an out-of-body experience.
And for me as well, I must be honest with you.
We've been to other events. That's the great thing about the Olympics, is that you go and experience other events that are going on when you're staying in the village and all of that. You're absorbing it all. So we've been to see other events, and we've seen medal ceremonies. And you see it, and in swimming, it's like something you're familiar with, or the track event. It's like it all is in context. But suddenly we're on an 18th green with a podium and the flags going up and the music,
weird,
and the anthem. I was like, don't forget the national anthem now. Don't forget that.
Now, what about the hole in one? You had a hole in one there as well. First person to ever have a hole in one at the Olympics. What about that? Fourth hole, wasn't it?
The fourth hole. Me and Fuch were arguing, which is what we did best anyway. We were like, no, 7-9, 8-iron, 7-9, 8-iron. I forget who won, but the ball went in. So it was. That obviously got the week up and running, just to the point where I felt like started my round, I got off to a good start, and then from that point you're in it. Do you know what I mean? And then the dreaming starts.
Have any questions coming in from the audience?
Let me have a look. So we're just going to have a look at the chat function. So it looks like we've got a couple of questions already. I've got one first before I answer one of these. If you could have any shot back, which one would it be? Ooh, really got you there.
I don't see you as someone who has many regrets. That's how I see you. But
I mean, I would have to go back to like 2017 Masters, I think, with Sergio. And you know what? If I look back at it, I probably wouldn't change any shot hit in regulation, because the putt I hit on 18 was the putt you've seen everybody hole every single year to win the Masters, and I didn't hole it, but I felt like I hit a great putt. I'm like, okay, like head down, roll it, cup outside right, should break, perfect. I was like,
it works every time,
why
right?
didn't that go in? So I wouldn't necessarily do it again, but obviously the playoff, I think, is what I would change there. I remember getting down to the playoff, and it was getting dark, and I had sunglasses on, and I was sort of in this weird moment, and I made like a decision. I took my glasses off, started to not feel that comfortable, maybe rushed my tee shot. That was the playoff event. Tee shot on 18 would be one I'd love to have back, but you know what I mean, no regrets, right?
Not really.
Absolutely. Well, it's great that you're getting involved with the questions here. From Catherine Norris, what's your favorite hole at Wentworth?
Good question. I love number 12, because I think the tee shot, the par 5, with those two big trees there, it's just, for me, such a cool, unusual tee shot. Love that hole, because obviously it's kind of a key hole as well. It starts to set up it's your last birdie chance for about 4 holes, and then obviously you've got the little finish here at Wentworth where you can make some ground. But I think it's quite a pivotal hole in the tournament. But I love the way it goes into the corner of the golf course. I love number 7 as well. Yeah. 7's a great hole. Love the tee shot there. And then the elevated second shot into that green is a really tough shot. So
both tee shot oriented. I mean, on 12, you got those 2 trees. Does it ever remind you of rugby posts?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does. You got to split them. That's always good.
Good visual to thread it through.
Definitely.
Justin, just one final question. Start of Ryder Cup Team Europe qualification this week. You've mentioned how much you love being part of a team. How determined are you to make sure you're there in Italy next year? Yeah,
obviously determined. The 2 times I haven't played, I guess, in the last sort of couple of decade or plus, I've been right on the cusp of getting picked and not getting picked. So both times I haven't made the team, it's hurt. So obviously you want to be a part of it. It reminds you how much you want to be a part of it when you kind of don't make it. So 100%. I felt like I did enough last year. And then obviously now we're a year on. Now, obviously I left it late last year, so now the opportunity now is to get off to a good start, not leave it so late next time.
Justin, thank you so much for popping in.
Yeah, cheers.
As mentioned, star-studded field here at Wentworth, 10 of the world's top 30, and all of the Europeans in the field will be vying for that qualification for Team Europe, which starts right here this week. We're going into a bit more detail about the field here in just a moment, but first of all, Incy, you can tell us about a poll and an amazing prize on offer.
Absolutely, we'll be talking about the star-studded field very shortly, but this is our opportunity to shine now, and you can get involved in the poll. And the first question is, which of these players have never won a Rolex Series event? Think about it. Is it Danny Willett, Jon Rahm, Francesco Molinari, or is it Rory McIlroy? So have a think. And then the second question that we have, which I cannot find at the moment, is, where is it?
It's how many picks will Luke Donald have?
We memorised the question. So it's how many picks will Luke Donald have for the Ryder Cup? I can't remember the options, but pick your choice and we'll have it then.
And what's the prize, Incy?
And we can win tickets for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on here. You definitely want to get involved and get tickets because you will see a whole load of world-class players. Jamie, who stands out for you in the field?
Oh, how long have we got?
Where to start? Exactly.
Well, Rory straight away, coming off the FedEx victory. He's won round here. He's obviously had a couple of weeks off. But how can you discount Rory McIlroy? 6-1 favourite with everybody. He's got to be the man to beat. 14 DP World Tour wins, one here in 2014. He's just playing great golf and he sorted his wedge play out. So what hasn't he got?
It's hard to make a case against him, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
But then we've got Jon Rahm, Victor Hovland, Matt Fitzpatrick, Adam Scott.
I would say Rory is the obvious pick.
Yeah.
You know, Spencer, you're playing it very safe there with
No, I haven't picked him. I'm just mentioning him.
Okay, fine. I really fancy my chances for Matt Fitzpatrick, to be honest. I think if you look at the past winners at this tournament venue, they've always got to be good tee to green. I think last year, Billy Horschel actually led the green and regulation stats, including Danny Willett when he won it back in 2019. So it really says a lot. And Fitzy's just been amazing tee to green, hasn't he? He's showed great consistency throughout. He's gained distance off the tee. It's relatively soft out there, so he's a longer player than he's ever been. I think he's also playing some of the best golf too. So yeah, he ranks highly for me.
You mentioned the defending champion there, Billy Horschel. Finished fourth as well in his other appearance here, as well as that win. You've got players like Shane Lowry, Francesco Molinari, especially Luke Donald through the years, who've really been horses for courses around here. Why do you think it is there are certain players, including that man that we see
Very
holding
good
the trophy
pun there.
just
Horses for courses, onto Horschel. I like that.
Why is it that you think there are certain players like that man, Billy Horschel?
It's always been the same. It's always been the same here. Wentworth, it just suits certain players. I think a lot of the holes go right to left here. They certainly do, except for the last, which goes the other way. So I really think it suits somebody who draws the ball. I like Horschel. If you can give me a tip, I'm going to go for Horschel. Fourth here and first. Loves it round here. He said he loves it. And that's a big thing. He really like playing around here at Wentworth because it doesn't suit everybody. Wentworth, it really doesn't. There's certain players it does suit and some doesn't. But then you got Jon Rahm, runner-up. His only time he's ever played here. I think he's got a point to prove.
Yeah.
Jon Rahm. He's not had the best of seasons. He won in Mexico, but what a player! How can you discount him? And I think with the softer conditions and his power, it's going to play right into his wheelhouse. So we can go down the list and we can come up with so many winners, and we still not might get a winner.
Rahm, maybe. I mean, it's weird to say. Perhaps coming in under the radar by his standards, Incy. Do you think that might benefit him? There is a lot of chat about Rory, about Billy Horschel at the moment.
He might feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder, but we were talking about this off camera moments ago when I was looking up his stats, and yeah, he's sixth in the world, but I was really surprised in the last two seasons anyway, his short game's diminished significantly. He was 180th. I almost couldn't believe it. So in that sense, it's a surprise. However, looking at how the course is set up, this week, it's quite different in the sense that they've really shaved it down around the greens, whereas it was a bit juicier last year. And I think if we had the same conditions this year to last, it'd be different, because then that rough gets wet, it gets quite thick and heavy, it can really wrap that club around too. So I think maybe the fact that it's cut down might give him a good chance, unless he misses it wide.
Yeah, we're praying for good weather, but I think we might see a little bit of rain in the afternoon, certainly this week. Incy, can you just reread the second poll question for everyone so they've got the best chance of winning on Saturday?
Here we go, we've got it now. Right, so the BMW PGA Championship this week is the start of the 2023 Ryder Cup qualification. How many captain picks does Luke Donald have this year? Is it 0? Is it 3? Or is it 6? That's it.
Perfect.
3 options, you've got a third of a chance.
You can't enter, you can't enter.
Okay.
Make sure you do get your entries in though. We want to see everyone down here on Saturday. Incy and I had a little trip out to the range this morning and we bumped in to some very special players. It's Wednesday morning, Celebrity Pro-Am Day. The range is an absolute hive of activity down here at Wentworth. So Incy and I, we've come down to have a chat. Well, we're spoilt for choice, aren't we, Incy?
Yeah.
There's only one man to start with though. Let's go over here. The defending champion, Billy Horschel. Billy, great to see you.
Nice to see you too.
How you doing?
They do really good to see you. You well?
Defending this week.
I am.
How are you feeling going into it?
I feel good. It's great to be back. To reminisce about everything from last year and think about some of the shots and the feelings I had is really nice. But new year, I gotta go out there and play well to hopefully try and win again.
What is it about this course that you think suits your eye? Because 4th as well as a win here.
Yeah, I grew up watching this event on TV for so many years. I just love I'm just a big fan of old school style golf courses that require, driving the golf ball well, hitting quality iron shots in the greens. If you're not hitting good here, you get penalized. And so I think it rewards good ball striking. And if you're off a little bit, you pay a little bit of the price.
And how's the course looking? Because I've noticed around the green, they kind of shaved down the rough. It's also much softer conditions this year, isn't it?
Yeah, last year was real firm and the rough was really long. This year, the rough's not nearly as thick. And around the greens, they sort of extended that little, first cut of rough a little bit longer, and then you got a little bit longer stuff beyond that. But it's a lot softer this year compared to the 2 previous years I played. So it's going to be interesting to see how the course plays. You're going to have longer shots in because the ball's not rolling out as much, but the green's going to be a little more receptive. So it sort of offsets that way a little bit. But hopefully the weather, clears up and we have a nice 4 days of sunny weather.
I'd love to say we could guarantee you that.
I know.
There's no way we can. Billy, great to have you here. Thanks for your time. All the best this week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Well, it's a star-studded field, and the range is absolutely star-studded right now as well. We're just going to whip around the back of Adam Scott, our spy, Europe's Ryder Cup captain, Luke Donald. We've got to go and chat to Luke. Luke, how are you?
Good morning, Luke. How you doing? Great to see you.
So qualification for your Ryder Cup team starts this week. How much are you already keeping an eye on players and what's going on as well? Wanting to do well at a course, you've got a great record.
Beginning of the journey. Obviously try and have a good week myself. A place that I really love and have some success around, but I've been keeping an eye on all the scores this week as well.
How difficult is it to be playing your own game, but also obviously keeping your eye out on the field? And everything starts now, really, doesn't it?
It's been really busy, but I'm trying to see when I'm on the golf course, that's kind of my solitude, and I can get away from everything and just concentrate on golf. So it's kind of nice to have that balance.
Sure.
How is your game at the moment? You've got a brilliant record here.
There's always room for improvement. I've been working hard on it. I've seen some improvements this year, but hopefully, coming back to a place with a lot of success will ignite some of the good play.
Just in general, how excited are you about the prospect of being Ryder Cup captain? What's ahead for you in the next year or so?
Obviously, it's a huge privilege, huge honour, and I'm obviously very excited. We announced a new team format coming in January, the Hero Cup, which I'm excited about, and then I'm looking forward to just watching the boys play.
You mentioned the Hero Cup there. Good chance to get a look at some of the players and test them out in the team dynamic next January.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it was very well proven, in years past. And some of the semi-trophies, Eurasia Cups, that kind of stuff. So it's good to have that back in the schedule. Hopefully that event will grow over the years.
Very quickly, do you know your opponent today?
I am playing with Peter Finch, who's a pro YouTuber and I think a girl, a jazzy golfer. Fashion forward.
You're playing with the influencers today.
You're going to be all over social media.
Sure, there won't be a phone in sight.
Watch those likes go up and follow, so you're in good hands.
Well, have a great week.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Watch your head fight the wicket.
Well, this one here, Rory McIlroy, FedEx Cup champion.
Just a different ball.
What a striker.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a
That's why I was.
I see he's go further than my drives. Rory, great to see you.
Good to see you.
How much are you looking forward to the week?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been back here in a couple of years. 2019 was the last time. So, yeah, it's going to be good. Wentworth's always an exciting week, always get great crowds. The golf course is, I think, in better condition in September than it usually is when it was in the May date. So, yeah, overall, it's going to be a great week.
Looks like your game's trending in the right direction. The course is a little bit different setup-wise, much softer. You've got those, around the greens kind of cut down. How do you think your game and your eye suits, how it's playing this week?
Yeah, it's a little different. As you said, it's maybe not quite as penal around the greens as it usually is. I think you're going to have to be really aggressive with your second shots because, even when I tuck the pins away, if you miss it, it's not really as much of a penalty as it's been before. So I think it's just sort of play aggressive, get the ball in the fairway, and then be really aggressive with your irons. I think to play this week.
We're expecting a little bit of rain this week. How much do you enjoy playing in those sort of conditions? Do you feel like you've got a bit of an advantage given the type of style of player that you are?
I don't like playing on the rain. I'm
not sure
I don't think anyone does, and I'm not sure it gives me an advantage either.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather play when the sun's shining and the weather's good. I think that's where I can show the best of myself. But you just have to deal with whatever conditions are thrown your way, and it's the same for everyone. So hopefully the weather holds off. It would be great if I know there's going to be a little bit of rain over the first couple of days, but I think the weekend looks a little better. So make the cut, get myself into contention, and then go from there.
Right, we've got a brilliant field, 10 of the world's top 30 players. How great is that for the DP World Tour in this event to have such a great field at such an iconic location?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great to see so many players here. Obviously, this is the start of the Ryder Cup qualification, and the guys want to get off to a good start there and sort of try to cement their place on the team early. So yeah, it's great to have Rambo here and Victor and Matt Fitz coming off the back of the US Open and Billy coming back to defend and myself and all the others that are here. It's a great field, and hopefully we all put on a good show this week.
You've got me excited for it, definitely. Rory, thank you so much for your time.
Cheers. Thanks
Good
very
luck
much.
this week.
Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, you too. Thank you.
A little bit further down the range, we've got a host of celebrities here as well. So we've got a really good celebrity pro-am going on today. How good is that for the tournament in general? And what's going through their minds? Because all of them experts or brilliant at whatever they do.
Yeah.
But this is out of their comfort zone, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's super. I don't know about you. This was one of my first tournaments that I attended as a kid, and the celebrity pro-am is the thing, basically. You get an incredible lineup. You've got the likes of Lando Norris playing this week's Formula One driver. But just walking there moments ago when they're all kind of warming up, you can tell maybe there's a bit of nerves as well. Whoever's teeing it up in firstly with Billy Horschel, I'm sure there'll be a crowd to say the least. So I think there's going to be plenty of nerves, lots of fun as well. I'm not entirely sure what the format is, but nevertheless, it's going to be very good.
It really is. So brilliant celebrity prime today. Well, we just spoke to 3 absolutely world-class players. We've got an unbelievable tournament coming your way. But for now, let's get back into the studio. Well, most of the celebs had already scarpered by that point, but we did manage to catch up with F1 star Lando Norris before he headed to his first tee. Right, speaking of celebrities, we found F1 driver Lando Norris. Lando, just knocking a few on the reins there before heading out. How are you feeling?
Confident. Confident in my abilities. So no, I'm looking forward to it. It's just meant to be a fun day out. Some days I wake up and I play alright. Some days I don't. And today's one of the bad days. So we'll see. I'll have a bit of fun. A day out with Tyrrell. So look forward to it.
You're in good hands, I reckon. You had a few going to the right.
Few.
How confident are you to aim about 50 yards left?
We'll see. I think it depends. Sometimes I just swing a little bit better, so I just getting warmed up. But like you said, aim 50 yards left and be in the middle. So of course that.
You're used to driving a car at 250 odd miles an hour, screaming round corners. Beautiful state surroundings of Wentworth. Stood there on the opening tee. How are the nerves going to be in comparison to on the start grid?
I would say they're similar-ish. Sim's getting a good launch. I just got to get it off the seat. But I think I have a playing partner who shares the same passion and rage as I do within golf. So I don't think there's a better match. So we'll see. I think a lot of things do correlate well between racing and Formula One, like the nerves and the accuracy needed, the perfection needed, if you want to be good at it. So that's why I'm not very good at it, but driving, so I'll stick to that.
That's what's important. Lando, thanks for your time.
Cheers,
We'll let
Norris.
you get off to the tee.
Thanks very much. Enjoy it.
Cheers. There are loads of fans out watching that Celebrity Pro-Am today. Jamie, how important is it for an event like this to broaden its appeal and maybe get a new audience into golf with some of these stars?
Yeah. The Wednesday of this great championship is a big day, Pro-Am day. All the celebs who play golf want to play in this Pro-Am for obvious reasons, and all different sporting stars as well come along as well. So yeah, it's a big day. And great for the pros as well to mix with their sporting idols as well, whoever they're playing with. So it's got its day in the calendar now, this Pro-Am.
Plenty of big names in. Who for you are you desperate to go and see or catch up with out on the course amongst the celebs?
Oh, that's a really good question. I've got a little story with the Celebrity Pro-Am lineup, actually. I was playing in a Patrons Day just before the Open, and the Harry Potter twins were in the group in front, so I asked for a photo. And cut the long story short, we were talking about golf and Pro-Ams, and we were talking about this event, actually, and how great, well, I was telling them how, what a brilliant atmosphere it is, and they were telling me that they'd never got involved, and I managed to get them in the Pro-Am this week.
You got the Weasleys in.
Yeah, I've got
the Weasleys in.
Exactly. So they're playing this afternoon with Justin Rose, who we had earlier today, and Niall Horan. So I reckon that's the dream team to follow me.
No one will be watching that. I don't think it'll be quiet out there.
There'll be thousands there.
Yeah.
There'll be thousands there. But Niall,
plenty of screaming girls, I'm sure.
Niall was involved in the ISPS Hander in Northern Ireland recently, and he played in the Pro-Am there. And the amount of youngsters that are following him around, I mean, it was a huge gallery just following him around for that day. So today there'll be thousands.
There's loads going on around the entire property, and we've got a fantastic tented village. It really is a festival of golf down here. Earlier in the week, I went to check it out. I've come down to check out the amazing fan village here at Wentworth, and with Kit Gard, Trail Championship Director. Kit, it's an amazing setup. Just tell us what's going on down here.
Well, we're obviously very excited about this week. Tuesday today, opened the gates at 8 o'clock this morning. Practice day today, small amount of fans in, but a huge amount of stuff that we've been working on for the last 8 weeks to build up and have ready for the masses to arrive for the Celebrity Pro-Am tomorrow, and then for the tournament itself from Thursday. So yeah, a huge amount going on here. We're currently in Horseshoe Hill, the sort of newest fan zone, part of the event that we've been working on for some time. A chance to really see what's going on out on the golf course on big screens, get some great food, sit back and relax in some of these lovely deck chairs, and see some of our amazing players later on in the week.
There's absolutely loads going on inside the village, and it's really interactive as well, isn't it? Tell us what people can get up to in there.
Well, obviously, we've got some amazing players coming, and all of the golf fans are going to be coming and seeing, Horseshoe defending, John Rahm, McIlroy, and a host of others. So for the golf fan, we've got everything they need, but we want, people that don't necessarily love their golf yet, and we're hoping to get to that point. We're giving them opportunity to come and try some great food, great drink with some of our partners. Also, there's a huge amount of opportunity to get a golf club in hand, but also to hit tennis shots or rugby shots, or take a penalty in our sort of football sim, and other things that we've been working on with a number of our partners throughout the event. So, it really is something for everyone down in there. And obviously later on in the week, great opportunity to see, celebrities, non-golfing celebrities playing the Celebrity Pro-Am on Wednesday. And then later on as well, we've got live music throughout the week, Q&As with some of our players, and then some great music on Saturday and Sunday down on the show stage.
That sounds absolutely awesome. Let's head in there and check it out in a bit more detail.
Check out, have a look. My mates come and watch.
We've now come down into the village in front of that incredible Slingsby show stage. We've got a real treat coming up over the weekend right here, haven't we?
Yeah, we can't wait. We're sold out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 25,000 fans coming to watch the golf, and obviously everything else that sort of comes with it. And Jax Jones playing his DJ set on the Saturday night, and Razorlight playing on the Sunday, just to finish off the tournament, which we think is going to be an amazing week in front of those record crowds, and it's going to be a real treat for everyone that's here.
It's a festival of golf this week, and it is going to be a festival atmosphere here, isn't it? I know it gets a bit lively down the front, but we'll have so many families and people in here as well, won't we? It's such a mixed demographic.
Oh, it's great. You know, so anyone can come here and enjoy the music. You know, we've seen big groups of people down the front having a good old rave at some of the drum and bass and house music we've had previously. But then you look to the back and there's families sat on picnic blankets, having a nice picnic, enjoying the music. So it really is something for everyone here.
How important is it for the tournament and the tour to create events like this that, as well as having world-class golf, offer everything else that's going on here, as well as the music and all the other entertainment?
Well, this record sellout we've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday just shows the strength of, you know, the players that are coming to play in the tournament, but also the product that we've built up here over time with BMW, our title partner, and everyone else involved to, you know, get those people that might not love golf as much as you and I might do, but to come down, enjoy great food, great drink, great music, bring the family down. It really is a friendly event for all types of groups. So it's really important for us. It's not just all about the golf, but those people might go away, they might pick up the game, and it's all part of growing the game for us as well. It's just creating an amazing atmosphere for TV and for everyone that's here as well.
Kit, thank you so much for showing us the village. I'm definitely going to be down here later in the week. It's going to be absolutely buzzing, this festival of golf out on the course and in the spectator village. Now let's get back into the studio. Plenty of fun to be had here at the BMW PGA Championship. We had a bit of fun with Nikolai and Rasmus Hojgaard yesterday as well, in a little game we've called Twinning Mentality. Well, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Nikolai and Rasmus Hojgaard, and we're going to have a little bit of a game of Twinning Mentality. Now that is a play on words. It's a bit like Mr. and Mrs. I'm going to throw out some questions, and if they're the best at it, they put their hand up. If it's the brother, they've got a point the other way. So we're going to find out a little bit about the Hojgaard twins and what they think about each other. Does that all make sense, Rasmus? Nikolai? Okay. First category, who's the longest hitter? He was straight in with the hand up there. Best putter? You went first on that, you were committed.
I had to go for it.
You weren't convinced at the start?
I mean, I gave one.
Fair
back.
enough.
1-1.
It's generous.
Yeah,
Brotherly love.
Exactly.
Straightest driver of the ball. Okay, all agreement so far. This might be different. First to win a major. I like that. You've got to back yourselves right. I like that. I like that. Okay, away from golf. Who takes the longest to get ready for a night out?
I go home, man. No hair left, so we had long in.
So your slightly shorter hair gives you the slight advantage on that. Is that what you're going with?
I'd say so.
He's the slowest. Who is the parents' favourite? I didn't write these.
I don't myself, yeah.
I was expecting you to point at me so that it could be a, half.
Oh no, he's absolutely done you that.
Wow.
That was terrible. Wow. Who's the most superstitious? Okay, what are your superstitions?
It could be many things. It could be an outfit. If I played well in the past, I always bring it up. It could be number on the ball. It could be, what did I do yesterday that went well? Do I walk the same places?
No, you have backed up that you're the most superstitious there. Who has the best dress sense? Are you willing to admit that? Not that into fashion?
Not that much. I'll just give it to him.
Best music taste?
I would say we got. I was actually about to say we're gonna do.
All right, let's do it.
Similar music taste?
Similar music taste.
Who's finishing higher on the DP World Tour rankings this season? Becky says a bit of thought there, a bit of thought. Who's the best cook? I take that to mean neither of you really cooks. Is that accurate or that it's close?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Not very often.
Okay, so you're both claiming a
half,
draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the smartest?
And give him that.
Okay, the best dancer. So neither of you wants to be the good dancer.
No, because we got absolutely 0 moves.
0 move. Well, that was the follow-up question. Was the best moves?
No, we don't have any.
None. Okay, fair enough.
It looks terrible.
Who's the best at another sport other than golf? I mean, your hand was up there for a long time and early. Which sport?
It could be football, it could be handball, badminton.
So you're claiming anything you're better than Rasmus at? You can't take that. What's the report?
No, he's not. It's not true. Badminton, I beat him all the time. Paddle tennis, I'm way better. Table tennis, I beat him more than he beat me. So yeah.
Competitive, I like it. Who would win in a race? Who's the fastest?
Oh my fucking
So if it wasn't raining, we could have so much fun proving these.
Go-karting.
Oh, what about foot race? Foot race. Sprinting.
You're not faster than me.
All right, separate follow-up feature. We'll be putting all of this to the test at some point. Who's the best singer? Him, okay. Karaoke song?
Nah, it was a few years back. I was actually doing a concert.
You were doing a concert?
Yeah. It's a long time ago, but...
We will have to find footage of that. Who is the most likely to buy a BMW? Fair enough. Who's better looking?
We have to back ourselves now. Sure.
It's all in the hair, isn't it? The slightly shorter versus the slightly longer. And the final question, who is going to finish higher this week in the BMW PGA Championship? I like that you both back yourselves in sporting terms. Rasmus, Nikolai, it's been great fun. Thank you for being such good sports. A little bit of an insight into the Hojgaard twins there. Now let's head back into the studio.
All right, Jordan. Welcome to Pendine Sands. Fun fact, almost 100 years ago now, so in 1924, a land speed record was set right here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're literally living motorsport history.
We are.
Right, let's go find this green. It's so cool. Look how nice it looks.
Looks amazing, doesn't it?
Right, let's do this.
Nearest the pin till the tide comes in.
Oh! I'm going to say that's absolutely fantastic.
That was close. Pitched on the green to 2 feet.
Good job.
Now you've got it.
Do you not think it's going? That was amazing. Did you get that on camera?
Great shot. That's 2.5 feet.
Okay. Look at that tide. It's coming in fast.
It's a brilliant little feature, that one. If you want to see it in full, head over to the DP World Tour social channels. It's well worth watching. Or quite soft conditions, par 72. What are you going for, Jamie?
Well, last year was very firm, and Hojgaard won with 19 under. You've got to think with the softer conditions, even a bit cooler, so the ball won't be going so far, but I think it'd be better. I think it'd be 20 under. And I think it's the same man on the trophy, Billy Hojgaard. That's what I'm going for.
Interesting. I've not really given the score much thought. Obviously, I had Matt Fitzpatrick as my pick. I think given the fact that it's softer, will make the targets a bit bigger. Will give the players a better opportunity, especially if they mishit it. I think they'll go a little better than last year. I think Spencer's right with that one. I'm going to go on the fence though, and just say 19 under. One.
They're 19. Well, you've both stayed right where it has been in the 3 years since moving to a September start. It's been 19 or 20 under. Yeah. So just to bring something a bit different, I'm going to go 21 under.
Could be. Of course, in great conditions. So it's there to be a big shot out, and the greens are magnificent.
Yeah,
so
they're pure.
We're expecting lots of birdies.
Okay, Incy. Time to put us out of our misery with the poll questions. What were the correct answers?
I must admit, this first question did get me. I'll put my hands up for that. So the question was, which of these players have never won a Rolex Series event? And the answer was, drum roll please. Didn't expect that. Rory McIlroy. So I thought it was Molinari. And
I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, I was really surprised myself. So then the second question was, with the new kind of pick format for the Ryder Cup, how many does Luke Donald essentially get this year? Out of 0, 3, and 6. I was confident with this one, and the answer was 6. So if you are part of the winning pack, you will be contacted at the end of the show, and you will earn yourself some tickets to this amazing tournament. So we really hope that you enjoy it from us.
Okay, that's all we've got time for. But as we say, a whole festival of golf is coming this week. Make sure you tune in to watch the BMW PGA Championship. We've got featured group coverage starting very early Thursday morning, Friday as well. But from this incredible backdrop, looking back on the first tee at Wentworth, from Jamie Spence, Incy Mehmet, myself, all of our guests, thank you. And we'll see you next time on the Zoom Virtual Clubhouse.